Are you guys all following the American election?
Todos, yes.
How does that play into your decision
eso que tiene que ver ahorita en todo esto? Of course, we would like to have the appointment before, the elections, before, because something, we don't know what's going to happen after, the elections.
What does he mean?
That they won't allow us to go in, that they, we would get deported or something, so.
True.
Donald Trump.
Creo que es el Diablo.
Trump is the devil.
He's the devil.
He's the devil. Trump is the devil that they have in the United States.
Are you all afraid that he might win?
¿Que tienen miedo ustedes
before you could get in?
Que él gane antes, of course. Yeah, he will let us in. He will let us in.
Él dijo que si ganaban los migrantes lo iba a sacar.
If Donald Trump wins,
especialmente los venezolanos,
migrants, he's going to deport everybody, deport all the illegal immigrants back to.
And so, are you trying to get in first?
Así que si están tratando de llegar ahorita antes de que en caso de que gane Donald Trump. Yes,
quisiéramos.
We would like to get there, before the elections.
Welcome back to the War Room, where I don't think we call Trump El Diablo. I'd maybe save that for Kamala Harris, maybe La Diabla. It's been a while since I took high school Spanish, but maybe that hits. We are joined now by TODD BENSMAN, the intrepid reporter who managed to film that, who joins us live with quite the background from, I believe, Tapachula, Mexico. I hope I also pronounced that right. Can you walk us through where you are, why you're there, and what you've been seeing?
Yes, Tapachula, Mexico is the farthest southern city in the nation, and it borders with Guatemala. And the reason I'm here is because 8 months ago, the Biden-Harris administration cut a deal with Mexico to decongest our border for the election, to make it look less like the spectacle that it was by deporting mass numbers of illegal aliens to this city. And they've been trapped down here in kind of an enclave ever since. Right now, there are about 150,000 estimated immigrants that the Mexicans are trapping down here to keep them off of our border for the election campaign. I decided to be the only U.S. reporter, writer to come down here to see what it looks like. And it is every bit as hellscapish as anybody can imagine. Really, tens of thousands of people, immigrants from all over the world, are just trapped and bottled up here, really just, aching to move forward, but the Mexicans won't let them move forward. And I just wanted to come down here and kind of see what it was like and to remind people that this is happening, because the American people need to understand that after November 5th, there's a pretty good chance that the Mexicans are going to be like, we met our obligation, you are all released. And this is just one city. Tapachula, if there's 150,000 here, there's another city called Villahermosa that is also a camp. It's like the whole city's turned into cage cities. There probably are another 50 or 100,000 there, and a bunch of cities all down here in Tabasco and Chiapas state that could be unleashed after the election to run across our border, since it won't really matter anymore. So the interviews that I did there, the one that you played, is very common. Most of the immigrants that I interview, I ask them, are you paying attention to the election? What are you thinking? And they're like, we're afraid Trump is going to win. And if Trump wins, we're not going to be able to get in. He's going to close the gate. So we have to hurry up and get in, but they can't. The Mexicans won't let them in, won't let them pass. They keep deporting them back when they catch them.
And I'm curious to get your thoughts. DHS is coming out pretending now that they're really tough, particularly on Chinese nationals trying to enter the country. They put together one measly flight to deport some of them. Just give us sort of the broader context of how many unvetted Chinese nationals have been allowed to enter this country. And I'm curious, too, of where you are right now, the overwhelming ethnicities or races or countries that people are emanating from, in your estimation.
Well, to start with, know that at least 60,000 Chinese have crossed our southern border in the last 18 months. That's an enormous record-breaking number. The vast majority of those 60,000 came right through this town, right off of the Guatemala border, right through here. I have met Chinese in this town. I see them all over the place. The Chinese, you should know, are not trapped like regular immigrants here because they are very wealthy Chinese. These are not dishwashers. These are the upper echelons, the elite of Chinese society, business people, professionals, and they have a lot of cash. And maybe, who knows, the government of China gave them some cash so they're able to use that money to buy cartel passageway through the Mexican cordon. And that's why the Chinese and certain other wealthy nationals are still able to cross the U.S. border while everybody else is stuck here. Now, you asked about nationalities. For the first time, I've met Vietnamese here. Lots and lots of Vietnamese. They're staying in my hotel, $50 a night, which is on the upper end of the scale here in Tapachula. The place is absolutely filled with Vietnamese and Armenians. I don't know what that's all about, the Armenians, but I have met people from Congo, Cameroon, Ghana, Togo. Every nation on the continent of Africa pretty much is represented here, but also throughout Asia, throughout the whole world is coming through here. Behind me, there's this, you see all these people sitting here this is about a mile square downtown area of Tapachula where I am right now. And I've never seen it like this. It is absolutely packed with immigrants, just absolutely packed. They have nothing to do. They're just sitting here waiting for the American election to determine whether they can finally move forward or not. They're also waiting on CBP-1. The administration decided to extend the mobile phone application for an appointment to walk across the border, to Tapachula, to the southern precincts from the northern precincts, so that they can relieve the pressure here. This is an absolute pressure cooker in this town because of so many people being deported from the north by the Mexicans. But the Guatemala border, they're pouring in from all over the world, still just crashing in here. And it's like two, anvils that are just pressuring this city. And so the government is trying to relieve the pressure somehow by getting migrants to the U.S. border. When they get a CBP-1 approval, the Mexican government will fly them to the U.S. border, fly them to Tijuana, or let them get on buses and escort them to the U.S. border to relieve the pressure here.
You say pressure cooker. I've heard from Democrats that's what the cultural melting pot, right, is supposed to look like. TODD BENSMAN, you obviously have such wonderful books giving us the historical pretext for everything that we're seeing unfold now. Where can people get them, and where can people go to follow you?
Right. Well, you can follow me right now at CIS.org, Center for Immigration Studies.org. I've got my X's are being published there in an aggregate. And you can follow me on Getter and Truth Social. I'm posting my video. I just posted an interview with an Iranian that I met down here who speaks English. That's freshly up on X. And you can buy my book at anywhere books are sold, Amazon, your local bookstore. It's called Overrun. It's the only book about this mass migration crisis from soup to nuts, how this thing started and how to get out of it.
Yeah. TODD BENSMAN, as always, please stay safe, and thank you for joining us. We'll have you back on soon.
Thanks for having me.